Well, here we are after another pretty uninspiring night for Not Me S. And as I'm going through the Twitter feed here, I'm still here in India, in Harapur. And as I go through these Twitter feeds and feeling the pain and the disappointment of everyone who's in this movement with me, and the real grievances that are there in terms of how our democracy is being handled. We have cases in Texas where ballots haven't been counted, cases in Massachusetts and Texas where the exit polls are so vastly off from the results, and in favor of Biden, in favor of the establishment. We have Obama making calls to shift around the political party, speaking in ads for Joe Biden when he said he wouldn't get involved in the race, or he said he wouldn't endorse. So I guess he hasn't quite done that, but he has worked his magic. And it's hard. It's hard to take it all in. It's hard to take it all in and not feel like we're being cheated. The delegate count from Super Tuesday, almost all of Biden's states were counted the night of, almost 100% the night of, or at least in the 90s, and the delegates awarded within a day or two. The 3 out of the 4 states that Sanders won, the delegates haven't been allocated yet. A week later, California, we knew that was a big possibility, but Colorado and Utah, I haven't researched a lot what's going on with that. I just keep watching to see the delegate count be updated, and it's not being updated. So, guys who are asking, saying that Sanders should drop out now, that we shouldn't do a debate, that we should just accept the candidate that was force-fed to us. Maybe we should just wait until the delegates from the races that have been from the polls that have happened. Maybe we should wait for the delegates to all roll in before we make these conclusions. Yeah, is Biden going to be ahead? Probably. Is he ahead by an undefeatable margin? No, he isn't. Right now he's ahead by somewhere between 100 and 200 delegates. And when all the delegates roll in, we'll see what that really is, if they ever do roll in. Real Clear Politics still says that Real Clear Politics still says that Buttigieg had 14 delegates versus Sanders 12, even though obviously Sanders won the popular vote, and he also won. He was basically tied for the state delegate equivalents. They were only 2 off. So, and in other places it says that it's 13 versus 12. And in logic, it should be tied, considering all the other formulaic things going on, like how much Biden got and Elizabeth got and all this stuff. It blows my mind, really. But pushing that all aside, pushing my mind blown aside, pushing not the grief, because the grief is real. It's real that we see something. We see that there is suffering, and we see that there is pain, and we see that the most powerful country in the world should be the greatest country in the world, but it is not, because it is not caring for its people. It's treating its people like slaves, like trash, like lesser. It's treating its young people like they're stupid, and in some ways making them stupid. But young people will see, and young people do see. There's a reason we support Bernie Sanders, and there's also a reason why it feels futile to support Bernie Sanders. There is a lot of people telling us it's futile. There's a lot of people telling us our vision isn't real. But all we can do is have faith. We have to have faith that we are seeing what we are seeing. We have to have faith that we can make the changes we know we can, that we can have Medicare for all, that healthcare is a human right, that we can save this planet. We're not just going to let it go up in flames. We have to have faith that education is for all. We have to have faith that immigration is moral and right. I I mean, in a country that is built on immigration, we have to have faith that our ideals will show through, and will come out ahead. We don't know how always that will look, but having faith is having faith, even when times are hard, even when it doesn't look right. It's still trusting that it will work out. It will happen the way it is supposed to. So, let's do a little healing. Now I'm feeling this a lot in my heart. Heart chakra is your connection, the love you have, but it's not the kind of love you have for a brother, or sister, or mother. It's the love you have for all mankind. So you should share this love with your brother and your sister and your mother, but you should also share it with all mankind. There is loving kindness in this world. It's why we're respectful to our neighbors and strangers. Although we don't do that much in America, let's be honest. We're so scared that it's hard for us to show our loving kindness. So, all of us burners, we've been showing our loving kindness. We've been working our butts off to show everyone what we can accomplish, what we can do, who we are. We've been opening our hearts, and it's painful. Opening your heart is hard enough as it is, but being told that we're hurting the party, being told we're angry, being told we're toxic, gosh, it's hurtful. It's hurtful. We're just trying to stand up for ourselves, trying to stand up for others, trying to stand up for people who look differently than us and look the same. We're just trying to do what we know is right. And it feels like we've been slapped in the heart. So let's do some healing on the heart. And, okay. So let's open our heart to the pain and the suffering of those that agree with us and those that don't. Those whom we're fighting for and those that we're fighting against. Because all their pain is real. And let's let that pain roll through us. In exchange for that love, that pain, and that fear, let us give love. The love that belongs to all of us, no matter our skin color, our sexual orientation, our background, our wokeness or lack thereof. The love that belongs to the poorest person and the richest person. The love that is felt by the woman who lives in a shack and spends her day cleaning it. The love that exists with the doctor who operates on the brain. The love that exists for all creatures, no matter how annoying, like a fly. And the love that will conquer everything. The love that will bring us peace. The peace that comes with a vote for Bernie. The peace that comes for fighting what we know is right. Fighting for what we know is right. I keep revisiting this Hindu principle. Pretty much the only one I know. Except maybe karma. But I just read it in a book one time and it really stuck with me. And it's called Ahimsa, if I'm pronouncing it right. And it's basically a principle of non-violence. So it says that, you should be non-violent in your actions, but also non-violent in your speech. And this really resonated with me because as I was sitting in my husband's family home and lamenting our angry interactions, I took it upon myself I can't control him, but I can control myself, or I can try, right? I can be nonviolent towards him, in my voice. But the sort of caveat of Ahimsa is that you can be forceful. Not only can, but you should be forceful, if you are fighting for good and for justice and to help people. Fighting in the name of good and justice and fighting for those who are oppressed is Ahimsa. It is nonviolence to fight in the name of those that need fighting for. So fighting for Medicare for all and fighting for justice for all. I mean, we're just locking black people systematically in cages, and we've been doing it for generations upon generations. We funnel our juvenile justice system into our prison system. We don't think that we need an uprising. We're caging children at the border. And no, it wasn't only Trump who did that. Obama also separated children from their families. So you cannot address these problems without understanding the system is broken, and we need to fight for people. We need to fight. Fighting is Ahimsa. Fighting is nonviolence when you're fighting on behalf of people who don't have a voice. So, with that in mind, let's remember to have love for everyone, those we're fighting for and those we're fighting against.